Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Indians at Cleveland Stadium. On the mound for Detroit is Dave Rozema, whose record is 6-3 with a 3.55 ERA. And pitching for the Indians today is John Denny, whose record is 4-8 with a 4.03 ERA. And so we lost a tough one yesterday. Jack Morris didn't really pitch particularly well, but he did leave with the lead. And then our bullpen gave it up late on a costly error by Sweet Lou Whitaker. And so it wasn't meant to be. It's kind of a bummer because we're on such a hot streak right now. And we really can't afford to lose any games, as we're only 6.5 games out with, 38 games to go. So we are watching the standings every day, trying to stay close as much as we possibly can. And it helps that we're bouncing back today with Dave Rozema on the mound. He's our best pitcher, and he is going against John Denny, who is the ace of the Indians. So we will see how this plays out today. Taking a look at the bullpen, everyone is available. And our lineup is changed a little bit today. For example, Trammell is listed as tired, and he is slumping, and so he's going to be out of the game today. We're going to put Tom Brookins at short, and Mickey Hatcher will be in there at third today. And because Trammell's our cleanup hitter, and he's out, we're going to put Reggie in the cleanup role. Mix it up a little bit, see if that can generate some offense. And let's go ahead and do the lineup rundown officially for Detroit, and then we'll talk about John Denny. Batting leadoff and playing center field is Rickey Henderson. Batting second at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting third in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting cleanup and DHing is Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth at first base is Jason Thompson. Batting sixth and catching today is Lance Parrish. Batting seventh in right field is Gary Hancock. Batting eighth at shortstop is Tommy Brookins. And batting ninth at third base is Mickey Hatcher. John Denny, he is the ace of the Indians, and he had a rough year last year, going 9-19 with that 4.96 ERA. This is his 17th start this season, and as we said earlier, he's 4-8 with that 4.03 ERA. 57 strikeouts in 116 innings pitched. He's improved his walk to strikeout ratio, and opponents are only batting .262 against him. He does have 3 complete games. So let's see if we can get some runs on Denny early and chase him from the game. There is the Indians' defensive alignment. And here's Rickey Henderson leading off. And Henderson hits a ground ball, sneaks past Romberg. And we have the leadoff base runner on. We're not going to try for 2. We're going to say no. And we're going to let Sweet Lou swing away, maybe atone for that costly error yesterday. Denny walks Whitaker. And we have first and second now with Kirk Gibson up. Gibby's average is down to 305. He's in a little bit of a slump as he flies out to right field. Henderson tags, takes third base. And that's going to bring up Reggie Jackson. We're going to just ask him to get us a sac fly into the outfield. 5 for 10 with 2 walks against Denny, so I feel pretty good about that. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. I thought for sure if that 2-2 count he was going to strike out. Instead, he sends it all the way to the wall in center field. Easy score as Henderson tags. Whitaker holds, and it's 1-0 Detroit. That's not too shabby. We'll take a 1 run in the first. And then JT flies out to right field, and that'll do it for the top half. We go to the bottom of the first. Here is the Indians lineup for today. Batting leadoff and playing second base is Kevin Romberg. Batting second in center field is Rick Manning. Batting third at first base is Carl Pagel. Batting cleanup in right field is Dan Pasqua. Batting fifth and catching is Jerry Willard. Batting sixth in left field is Joe Charbonneau. Batting seventh and DHing is Von Hayes. Batting eighth and at shortstop is Tommy Verizor. And batting ninth at third base is Mike Champion. Here's Dave Rozema. He's the best pitcher we've got right now. Leading the team in wins and ERA. 6-3 at that .355 ERA. 37 strikeouts in 96 innings, but he's only walked 20. Opponents are batting .230 against him. He's got 2 complete games and that shutout, which was a big, big surprise. And let's take a look here at the defensive alignment for the Tigers. Again, we have a couple different infielders on the left side of the infield with Hatcher at third and Brookins playing shortstop today, so not as strong defensively as we'd like in the infield. Here's Kevin Romberg leading off. Ground ball to Whitaker. There's one down. Next up is Rick Manning, 2 for 11 against Rosie. Manning pops it up into foul ground, and there is the second out. So 2 quick outs. Here's Carl Pagel playing first base again today, and Pagel strikes out looking. So a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the top of the second, 1-0 Detroit. Lance Parrish leading off against John Denny, sends it into left center field. Caught by the left fielder Charbonneau, 1 down. Next up is Gary Hancock. Line drive past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. So Hancock's got his batting average up to .268, looking sharp. Let's put down a sacrifice bunt with Tom Brookins. Usually dependable thing to do. We'll get Hancock in the scoring position, hopefully. Ground ball right back to Denny. And the sacrifice is successful. Hancock's at second base for Mickey Hatcher, so a base hit should score a run. Ground ball right to short. And that's going to do it. So we leave Brookins in scoring position and go to the bottom of the second. Here's Dan Pasqua, batting .308 versus righties. Pasqua pounds it right into the dirt to Brookins at short. There's 1 down. Next up is catcher Jerry Willard. He strikes out looking. 2 Ks for Rozema. It's going to leave it to Joe Charbonneau. Charbonneau had that home run in the first game. As he pops out to Whitaker at second base, and we go to the third. Still 1-0. Ricky Henderson. Henderson, infield single. This time we're going to go for it. Henderson has 30 stolen bases between the 2 teams, Oakland and Detroit. And he gets caught stealing on a 72-mile-an-hour curve. That seems impossible. What is Willard's arm strength? 84, so above average, but I mean, come on. What is Henderson's total? I'm sure you're asking the same question. So he's 30 of 42. So somebody doing the quick math, like 75%, usually a pretty decent stolen base percentage as Whitaker strikes out. And keeping in mind, remember, Whitaker went for second base in yesterday's game, was thrown out, trying to stretch it to a double, and that's when the floodgates opened. So I really am always concerned as Gibby gets a base hit. That's good. Maybe he's off the schneid now. 4 hits for Detroit. Here is Reginald, and Reggie hits a ground ball to first. And an error on the first baseman, Carl Pagel, and everybody's safe. So first and second now for JT. Thompson had his 17th home run in yesterday's game, and he bloops it into left, falls in for a hit, and Gibby scores from second. It's 2-0 Detroit. Great job by Thompson. All right, we need a clutch hit here from Lance. That might be it. Off the wall in left field. That's a 2 RBI double for Parrish, and it's 4-0 Detroit. All right, we're feeling pretty good about ourselves here. On another base hit for Gary Hancock, Parrish scores, and it's 5-0. All of those runs unearned this inning, so John Denny is the recipient of a costly error, and another hit, this time up the middle for Brookins. And it's first and third. Loving this. 2 down still. It's all a 2-out rally. Is that going to fall in for Hatcher? Oh, it's going to be caught on the run by Charbonneau. And the Tigers put 4 on the board on the error by Carl Pagel. It's 5-0. That ought to be enough runs for Dave Rozema, who's just been so freaking good this year. Von Hayes lines out to Ricky in center. There's 1 down. Next up is Tom Verizor. Verizor, as we mentioned, is in there for Robin Yount, who's done for the season. Verizor flies out to right field for the 2nd out. It's going to bring up Mike Champion. Champion hits a grounder right to Whitaker. And another 1-2-3 inning. We're going to the 4th. 5-0 Detroit. Henderson, who was 2 for 2 before that strikeout today. 1 down. Next up is Sweet Lou, and that's a ground ball to short. It's going to bring up Gibby, now 3 for 5 against Denny in his career. And a ground ball to third. Champion makes the play. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. Back to the top of the lineup with Kevin Romberg. And that looks to be the first hit for the Indians. Base hit for Romberg. There goes a no-hitter. So Kevin Romberg's got some serious speed at first. And then Manning crushes it to center field, falls in all the way to the wall. Romberg does not score on that double. But here's an opportunity for Pagel to make up for his error. Runners in 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Pagel pops it up on the infield to the right of 2nd base. And Whitaker makes the play. There's 1 down. Next up, Danny Pasquale batting 148 since his call-up. Ground ball to Thompson. And no one is running on that play. That is crazy. Thompson steps on the bag for the 2nd out. And Rozema is on the verge of getting out of this jam. So 2 down, runners on 2nd and 3rd for Jerry Willard. Line drive. Caught by Whitaker, and Rozema does a great job of working his way out of that jam. No runs score, and we go to the top of the 5th. Here's Reggie. Oh, Reggie strikes out. 2nd time today for Reggie striking out. Next up is JT. Thompson. Ground ball to short. That is the 2nd out. It's going to leave it up to Parrish. Parrish had that double earlier. And he rips a line drive to the left. This time it's going to be caught by Charbonneau. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. 5-0 Detroit. Here's Super Joe leading off the inning. Pounds it right into the dirt. And Parrish makes the error. Okay, runner on first for Von Hayes. I don't think he's going to bunt. They're down 5 runs. I don't think they're going to steal either. Nicely done by Rozema, striking out Charbonneau. 3 Ks for Rozema now. Next up is Tommy Verizor. That's going to be in the gap, and that will score a run. Oh, no, Charbonneau holds up. That should have been a definite RBI double, but instead, Charbonneau gets the hold sign, and it's 2nd and 3rd for the number 9 hitter, Mike Champion. I think we're going to play straight in. We'll give up the run if we have to. That ought to do it. Fly ball to left center field. Caught by Henderson. And Champion tags up. And, I'm sorry, Charbonneau tags up and scores. It's 5-1. Unearned run. Just worth mentioning. Well, that's going to be earned. As Romberg drills it into left center field for a double, scoring the run. Oh, I guess it's listed as unearned. I don't know. That seems strange, but okay. So it's 5-2. And now Rosie's gripping it as Manning pops it up onto the outfield grass at third, and Hatcher makes the play. So we're going to the top of the sixth, 5-2. Let's flip it over to the in-game stats. Player of the game so far. Tough call. Parrish has driven in 2, but Hancock is 2 for 2. So let's see. Maybe Hancock can build on that. 2 for 2 today, and that RBI. Ground ball to short. And Verizor makes the play, 1 down. Next up is Tommy. Line drive at his third base counterpart. Caught for the second out. Here's Mickey Hatcher. And Hatcher hits it right back to Denny. So Denny is settling in, and Rosie's getting shaky. Well, let's keep an eye on Rozema now. I mean, again, those runs probably wouldn't be on the board if it wasn't for the error by Parrish. Pagel shoots it to the left. It's going to be caught by Gibby. Good job there. We'll take it. 1 down. And then Pasqua flies out to center field. 2 down for Jerry Willard, batting 182 versus righties. And he hits a lazy fly ball to right. So a nice comeback inning for Rozema. 1-2-3. We go to the 7th. 5-2. Here's Ricky. Ricky's got a couple of hits today as he grounds it right back to Denny. Next up is Sweet Lou. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And wow, he strikes out on a very high pitch. A pitch at bat, though. Working Denny's pitch count up to 92 pitches. And then a ground ball by Gibby, and that will be the third out. So a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Super Joe Charbonneau leading off. Rozema's at 80 pitches now. Ground ball up the middle. Plays made by Tommy. There's 1 down. Von Hayes, 4 for 8 against Rozema, and he flies out to center field. 2 down. Former Tiger Tom Verizor once again drops it in front of Henderson for a base hit. Only the 5th hit for the Indians today. It's going to bring up Mike Champion with 2 down. He hits it right back to Rosie, and Rosie goes to first for the third out. So we're going to the top of the 8th. Tigers still hold the 3-run lead. Reggie Jackson, 0 for 2 with that sac RBI earlier. Rips it to right. There's 1 down. Next up, JT, 3 for 14 with 3 walks against Denny. And Thompson pops it up right on the third base chalk. Caught for the second out. It's going to leave it up to Lance. Lance gets a high pitch and shoots it to right field, falling just short of the wall. Another 1-2-3 inning. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Back to Kevin Romberg, 2 for 3 today, and that RBI, and this could be the last batter. We're going to play it batter by batter right now for Rozema. Ground ball by Romberg to Hatcher, third. Hatcher tosses him out. So we've got these 4 lefties in a row, and Rozema is at 92 pitches. I think his cap is around 95. Ground ball gets past the shortstop Brookins, and that's going to be it. 3 lefties coming up, and it's the 8th inning. So we're going to bring in our left-handed setup man, Pat Underwood. Here's Patty. 28th game. 4 wins, 4 losses, 368. He pitched poorly yesterday, didn't he? Yeah, he didn't even get an out. Giving up 3 runs on 2 hits and that walk. So he took a loss. So we're going to need him to come back and show us something today, get us out of this jam. Carl Pagel, first batter he's going to face. He's 0 for 6 and 2 Ks against Underwood. And for whatever reason, down 3 runs, Manning steals second base. It's going to keep him out of the double play. Pagel pops it up on the infield. Caught on the outfield grass by Whitaker. 2 down. Here's Danny Pasqua. I think we said it yesterday. Does not have a hit versus lefties yet. Oh, no, that might be it there, though. Little blooper. Duck snort. Oh, it's going to be caught by the center fielder Henderson. And we go to the top of the 5th. Good job there by Underwood. So Tigers are maintaining the 3-run lead. Denny's at 102 pitches, but he's got a really high endurance. He could probably go to 120 easily. Hancock strikes out on that extremely slow curveball. There's 1 down. Tommy's up next. Brookins gets his second hit of the game. Good job by Tommy. And we're going to hit and run with Hatcher and his 94 contact. Hatcher's 0 for 3 today. I've said it before, he's been a huge disappointment. He was really supposed to be our everyday third baseman, but he grounds out to second. He's going to leave it to Ricky. Ground ball to third. And that is the final out of the 9th. So here we are. We are in the 9th inning, and I think we got to let Underwood pitch to Willard. Lefty on lefty. Ground ball to first. There we go, 1 down. Now, Charbonneau is 2 for 2 against Underwood, so let's just play the odds. We're going to bring in Tom Hume, who is our closer by proxy. Joe Charbonneau strikes him out. There we go. 2 down. Let's see if Hume could close out the game against Vaughn. Hayes strikes him out looking, and the Tigers get the win. 5-2. Pretty solid performance all the way around, other than the error by Lance Parrish. That's where those 2 runs came from. Let's take a look at the standings. 6.5, so we're keeping pace with Baltimore, who leapfrogged Boston into first place. 6.5 back. Let's take a look at the transactions. A couple players retired. Oh, first of all, Boston loses their closer, Dennis Eckersley, for the rest of the season, and Jim Beatty gets an extension from the Mariners, 3 years, $170,000, and then a couple of retired players. Norm Angelini retires from Montreal. He pitched 50 games last year, and they couldn't find a spot for him this year, I guess. And good old Bud Harrelson finally calls it a day. Long career winning the World Series with the Mets in '69. So let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe. We're 11-6 this month. 2 games over 500. Pretty solid player of the game. I almost kind of want to give it to Rozema, because he would have given up 0 runs if it wasn't for Parrish. It's taking a moment here to think about it. Let's look it over real quick. Anybody really standing out offensively? Nobody really. So we're going to give it to Dave Rozema. Gets his 7th win, team-leading 7th win. 7-3. Did not give up an earned run. His ERA goes from 3.55 to 3.30. Solid job by the bullpen. No save for Hume. Denny takes the loss. Kind of a hard luck loss, as that error by Carl Pagel opened up the floodgates. 3 extra base hits. So solid game for both teams, really. And that's going to do it. We'll be back tomorrow. We are going to Toronto for a game at Exhibition Stadium against the Blue Jays. And so we will see you then. Everyone, have a great night.